big high ball and hello to all the model railroaders and rail fans out there, and welcome to the August 2021 update on the Central Division. And if you're not familiar with my channel, the Central Division is my Missouri Pacific switching layout set in the Fort Smith, Arkansas area during the 1970s era. And I tell you, I've got a lot done in the last couple of weeks. You know, here in Arkansas, July, the last couple of weeks, just the temperatures have been brutal. It's been a great excuse to stay in and work on structures and work on the layout. So I've got a lot to share with you on this program here. And you know, just personal life, it's been pretty busy. And so this is the first day off I've had in a long time. So I decided to get up, you know, the crack of dawn, get some things done, including a start in this program. And I've got my coffee, so I'm in good shape here. So anyway, just stick around, and I'm going to be showing you some of the cool things I've done on the layout. So the latest kit I've been working on for my layout is called Reagan Feed Mill, and it's by a company called Railroad Kits. And I tell you what, I want to give a shout out to these folks. I mean, the customer service has just been fantastic, and the company is run by modelers, so these folks know what they're doing. It's been a challenging kit, but it's been fun, and this will represent a feed mill that was actually served by the Missouri Pacific in the Fort Smith area during the 1970s era. So to save time in building my layout, I've opted to go with structures that I make as well as pre-made structures. And I just got a couple of Walters pre-made structures from a company called PJ's Train Shack. They just take kits and build them, weather them for you, and send them along. They do a really good job, as you see here. These buildings is perfect for my downtown Fort Smith area. The road is made from foam sheets, and using the same technique I used in my how-to video on building roads. If you haven't seen that, check it out. Still a lot of work to do, but this area is really coming along. So the second ready-made structure I got from PJ's Train Shack is the Walters Cornerstone Roberts Printing Company, but on my layout it's going to be the Colonial Baking Company. And Colonial Bakery was actually in Fort Smith during the 70s era and served by the Missouri Pacific. You know, like so many industries that were in Fort Smith during that time, you know, they're long gone, and I've not been able to find photos. So I kind of took some modeler's licensing on this one, and you know, to me, this looks like a good industrial bakery. The track is in place, industry track, and has been tested. And so even though there's a lot of work to do around the building, it's ready to go as far as switching operations. So some of the recent structures I've added to the layout are from kits that I've actually built. And the one you see here is from a wooden structure kit from ITLA Models, and they're based in Canada, and they make really nice kits. And this is going to be the Southwest Publishing Company. And you see there's a lot of work to be done in this area, but the industry track is powered and tested, so it's now part of my switching operations. Now, one of the scenes I've been working to finish on my layout is the Dow Chemical Company tank car loading unloading rack. And the rack itself is just a Walters kit. It's real easy to put together. The two flats along the wall there are from a company called PTF Designs, and I found them on eBay. And the guy makes really, really nice flats. He actually adds LED lights to them, and so you just hook it up to a DC source and you kind of have an added lighting effect. The tank car is a recent release from Tangent Scale Models. And if you're not familiar with Tangent Scale Models, I mean, this company is one of the top out there as far as detail design and the research they do. And the tank car itself is actually a 1950s era tank car, but the cool thing modeling the 1970s is a lot of these cars, including this type of tank car, could be seen up until the early 80s. So you can have a mixture of the old and new, so it's kind of like having your cake and eating it too. Now, another background flat I've added from TPF Designs is just the rear of a brick structure. And just again, another example of what they do. And then you see the two LED lights in there. And again, it's just, I've got to hook that up to a DC source, and it kind of gives you an added lighting effect. So the last recent addition I'm going to show you here, and this is actually from my previous layout, and it's a wooden kit that I built, and it's a replica of a Missouri Pacific depot. I want to say it was in St. Joseph, Missouri, and if somebody knows differently, please let me know in the comments. And while technically, doing the research on Fort Smith, I don't think there was a Missouri Pacific depot that matched this one, but I really like this kit, so I'm taking a little bit of modeler's license here. Well, hey, folks, you see that progress continues, and still a long way to go. But that's kind of the fun of model railroading, right? I mean, there's always something to do. It's such a cool hobby. And hey, I want to go ahead and say thank you and give a shout out to the subscribers to my channel. I tell you, y'all are the ones that kind of help keep me motivated and moving forward. And if you haven't subscribed yet, certainly invite you to do so. And also, if anyone else out there, has any questions or comments or suggestions about my layout or just model railroading in general, or something you want to share about the hobby, be sure to put them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. Now, again, as I said earlier, it's part 2 of my how-to track weathering series. Will be out soon. And if you haven't seen part 1, I invite you to do that. Part 1 covers the actual installation of the track and the wiring and things like that. I also have a really good video on making realistic roads with the kids foam sheet. So invite you to view that if you haven't already, as well as the past episodes I have out there on my channel. And I tell you, going out, I hear the GP7 coming down the line there. And so we're going to kind of watch it switch out Bell's Best Dog Food. Until next time, everyone enjoy the hobby and highball.